A YouTuber named Tulthor asked me some very pointed questions about whether I am proud of what an intelligent free thinker I am, or whether I think atheism makes me a more intelligent person. Do I feel more intelligent than scientists and philosophers who still believe in God? When I read questions like these, I have this really interesting mental experience, like I am looking at myself from 3 years ago. There she is, a devout theist, and here I am, an atheist. Am I nicer than that person, I wonder? Am I a better person? Am I a more worthy person? Am I more intelligent than that person? Which is the same as asking, am I more intelligent than I was 3 years ago? No. By extension, I know that I can't judge any theist based solely on his or her belief in a deity. Am I more educated than the me of 3 years ago? Yes, but that would be true even if I were still a theist, because I'm the kind of person who learns all the time. Education is not the same as intelligence. I consider intelligence mostly a function of genetics, not entirely, but mostly. Becoming an atheist didn't change my IQ, just like it didn't change my eye color. We're not just talking about nature, we're also talking about nurture. Experience shapes a person too. I've noticed that people's personalities don't alter much on one side of belief or the other. Is a person an introspective atheist? Then he'll be an introspective theist if he's converted. Is a person a warm and inviting Christian? Then she'll be a warm and inviting atheist. Conversion or deconversion doesn't change personalities, and it also doesn't readily change behavior. Was she an alcoholic before she converted? She will still be an alcoholic as a theist, no matter what religion she's adopted, and she'll still have all the problems that come with addiction. Was he a gambler as a theist? Then he'll probably still be a gambler as an atheist. Baptism or conversion or deconversion won't change these behaviors or tendencies. People have to choose to make they make choices about whether or not they're going to change their behavior, and this is true regardless if they have God belief or not. God belief, as many atheists have lamented, doesn't make most people better, and lack of God belief, as opposed to what many theists would want us to believe, doesn't make most people worse. So if you meet an atheist or a theist, and they've come to conclusions that you disagree with, still be kind. That's a fellow human who's on a different path than you are for reasons you may never know. If you're an atheist and you know an atheist who's feeling converted to a religion, be understanding. If you're a theist who knows a theist who is leaving the faith, be supportive. In both cases, it's the same person you knew before, just making choices different than the choices you'd make. And that's no different than every other person around you. It's just the same as if you found out that a dearly beloved person has different political ideas, or likes different genres of books, or different kinds of music, or maybe has some attraction to the same gender. The reasons you like that person in the first place are still there. And if finding out someone believes something that you don't is scary or is angering to you, that says more about you than it does about the other person or even about those beliefs. Why does it upset you so much that someone you like can believe something totally different from you and still have a good, fruitful life? Is the very fact that others think something different from you threatening? Is the very fact that others can think something different a challenge to your beliefs? Think about what that means. Genetics, underlying personality, and previous experience aren't affected by becoming an atheist, but that's probably not what Tulthor was getting at when he asked me if I'm so proud to be an atheist. I think what Tulthor was getting at is how some atheists act like it's such a badge of honor to be an atheist, a rite of passage, a step into mental adulthood, a true test of reason and logical capabilities. While I can't totally disagree, I understand how this idea smacks of arrogance. I have to consider how I'd feel if a Mormon told me I'm not truly in touch with reality until I believe that there are other gods on other planets, or if a Buddhist told me that I am not really peaceful till I decide to give up my marriage and follow the Eightfold Path, or a science professor told me that I'm not really a scientist until I follow her career. Hearing these assertions, I'd be overwhelmed with the realization that these people are just judging the world based on their own limited experience. They are using a standard they created to judge everybody else, and of course they conveniently fit into that standard. That's normal. To be human is to be biased. It's just handy when we are made aware of our biases. For many people, leaving religion and their previous beliefs is a step into mental adulthood. That's certainly the case with me, but I've made many other steps into maturity that had nothing to do with religion, and I am proud of all of the steps that I've taken. I do recognize the trap of thinking that I have arrived at all the answers, that I've got a corner on the market of truth. I recognize that asserting my beliefs can come across as arrogant because I have come to my beliefs through a long, logical process of which I am proud. But I try to balance pride and humility. I'm agnostic in that I'm aware how little we can know for sure, and I'm always striving to learn more and to accept truth even if it contradicts my current worldviews. I try to be humble, and Tulthor, you have helped me with that. You've reminded me that I'm not smarter or better than theists, that I can't ever truly appreciate all the freedoms I have in my country, that leaving religion can be difficult for people, and that I'm being a little complacent in how I treat religions other than the one I left. You've also reminded me that there are much more important issues to talk about than religion. That's a shot of humility in itself. But don't let this channel fool you. I do a lot in my life other than think about religion. But I do think that hearing stories like Ayaan Hirsi Ali's or Carolyn Jessup's when they're explaining all the negative things they left behind when they left their faith behind, that's important for those stories to get out. The more deconversion stories there are on the internet and in print, the easier it is for other people to look critically at their own beliefs, and that will help them, and in the end, that helps everybody. I will work to make it more obvious that there are other issues to focus on and other things that I find important besides religion. I still think talking about religion is important. Don't think I'm ignoring the other points you've made. I'm thinking, and I will respond. You've inspired me. I extend my virtual hand in friendship to you, and more importantly, I hope you have an actual flesh and blood community with whom you can share your life journey. And that'll help with what I always wish everybody, which is peace and love and harmony and happy Earth Day, belated. As an outside observer. Oh, wait. Blah. So, if you meet an atheist or an atheist... Damn, there are a lot of airplanes right now. This is annoying. Okay.